It's good, homies. We're live from sunny South Central Los Angeles, California. As always, I'm Mark, and I'm a recovering codependent narcissist. I continue to struggle with myself. I continue to struggle with my toxic shame. I know this is not me. I know that it's my false self. It's not really who I truly am. And I have so much gratitude for John Bradshaw and everything that he discovered or wrote about. So I'm going to continue pulling info from his book that I find super pertinent to the healing and recovery process. So this is all from his book, Healing the Shame That Binds You. To be truly committed to a life of honesty, love, and discipline, we must be willing to commit ourselves to reality. This is precisely what no shame-based person has. Toxically shamed persons have an adversarial relationship with themselves. Toxic shame is experienced as the all-pervasive sense that I am flawed and defective as a human being. Toxic shame is no longer an emotion that signals our limits. It is a state of being, a core identity. Toxic shame gives you a sense of worthlessness, a sense of failing and falling short as a human being. A shame-based person will guard against exposing his inner self to others and guard against exposing himself to himself. In toxic shame, the self becomes an object of its own contempt, an object that can't be trusted. As an object that can't be trusted, one experiences oneself as untrustworthy. Any human emotion can become internalized. When internalized, an emotion stops functioning as an emotion and becomes an identity. When children have shame-based parents, they identify with them. This is the first step in the child's internalizing shame because the children carry their parents' shame. Shame is internalized when one is abandoned. Abandonment is the precise term to describe how one loses one's authentic self and ceases to exist psychologically. Parents who are shut down emotionally cannot mirror and affirm their children's emotions. The dynamic core of your human life is grounded in our feelings and need drives. When these are bound by shame, you are shamed to the core. Internalized shame is the essence of codependency. Since toxic shame is a rupture of the authentic self that necessitates developing a false self, with a false self, intimacy is impossible. Toxic shame is the root and fuel for all addictive behaviors. My general working definition of addictive behavior is a pathological relationship to any mood-altering experience that has life-damaging consequences. The drive in any addiction is about the ruptured self, the belief that one is flawed as a person. The content of the addiction, whether it be an ingestive addiction or an activity addiction, such as work, shopping, gambling, or sex, is an attempt at an intimate relationship. This alters the mood to avoid the feelings of loneliness and hurt in the underbelly of shame. Each addictive acting out creates life-damaging consequences that creates more shame. The new shame fuels the cycle of addiction. This is called the squirrel cage. I used to drink to solve the problems caused by drinking. The more I drank to relieve my shame-based loneliness and hurt, the more I felt ashamed. Shame begets shame. The cycle begins with the false belief system shared by all addicts that no one could want them or love them as they are. In fact, addicts can't love themselves. They are an object of scorn to themselves. The toxic shame fuels the addiction and regenerates itself. Again, John Bradshaw. Whoa. 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 So whoa. I'm not even me. a self-help book. I really have no clue who I am, my higher self, my true self. What I've been experiencing in my life since I can remember, since the very beginning of this life experience, has been through the lens of toxic shame. This is the life that I chose to reincarnate back into. And so there must be an important reason that I chose this life experience. I chose this experience to transcend this toxic shame. I know that now. This shit is on its way out. I'm so 100,000 million% dedicated to reconnecting with my true self. Like I said, suckers, I'm going all the way. Going all the way in this lifetime. So it's really my hope that whomever this message reaches, whoever listens to this, I hope it brings also a message of hope. Brings with it a message of courage that you are not your programming, that you are not alone, that you are not your shame, that you are so much more than that. Your true self is a being of unconditional love. Honestly, that's who we are at our core. So thank you for letting me share, and thank you for letting me be of service.